Hey, how's it going? I am the Sanguiem, and welcome back to Create Above and Beyond. So, I just went down and got a little bit more redstone. I was only able to find 5 bits of cinnabar, which gave us 20. So now we have 45 redstone dust, which is a little bit better than 24. Also, I might as well start putting this stuff around again. Oh, there's a dog over there. You know what? Let's get a dog. Come here now. Where are you? Oh my goodness. Dogs are so elusive. There he is. Come here. Look at that. Very excellent. Come here now. Can he teleport up here? That is the question. Oh. Yep. You can teleport alright. There we go. We'll have you sit in this little compartment here. Alright. Aww. You know what? Nah, let's have you over here. There we go. We will put you in the corner over here, guarding the balcony. Excellent! Very excellent. Alright, we're not going to worry about the redstone part yet. But what we are going to worry about is the andesite parts. We're not going to worry about powering it yet. We're just going to see if we can get something mocked up. We're going to need some belts. We're going to need at least one of these. We're going to need some cobblestone. So let's make some cobblestone stairs for the water. We're going to need to collect some lava later on. Alright, got some cured rubber. We have some mechanical belts. Alright, I think we're ready. Let's hop down there and get to work. And down into the pit we go. Infinite water source. We also have some torches that we can put down. Alright, now let's dig around and see what we can find. Alright. So this is the belt. I'm thinking we put a generator here, here, and here. But I don't think that's gonna work because 2 fans facing each other might be a problem. I don't know how much of a problem, but it might be a problem. And honestly, I'd rather just dig another spot than have to worry about it. Just out of curiosity, is it possible? It is possible! Ooh! Okay, that could be feasible then. We could put a generator here. Oh, wow. In that case, maybe instead... Oh, nah. We'll have them here and blow onto here, and then we'll have one that's a little bit lower. Okay. Alright, this works. Hey, this works. We'll put a piece of dark stone here for as a placeholder. And... Oh, no, I only brought 1 funnel. Oh, whatever. Let's put that here. We need to dig this out a bit. Okay. So we want water from the side. and the drill on the other side. Alright, and I just realized we'll need some trapdoors to place above the belt so that the water doesn't flow out of the belt. I did just think of something, though. Can the funnel actually be waterlogged? No, it can't. Alright. I have 6 water wheels. And we're going to put those water wheels down below as our power source because I want this thing to work pretty well without having to worry about the power constraint and all that. So this should give us plenty of stress. Grab some lava. Alright, the hopper will act as a buffer of sorts. And we'll just have like a normal double chest here, and we can collect some blocks, go up there, and we'll build that building before we build the elevator part. Because, why not? Ooh, arcane gilded darkstone. Fancy. So is darkstone supposed to be like blackstone? Also, I hear lava. I hope that's not a bad thing. Oh, let's put that there, I guess. Damn, there goes my lava. I was worried about that, which is why I immediately picked it back up, but yeah, okay, goodbye. Hey, look at that! It made andesite cobble. Okay, okay. There's the wheel, but now I need more... Oh my gosh, now I need more lava. Before returning back down, I'm gonna make some cog wheels and the whatnots, so... Oh my gosh. Alright. Oh, this is why we make more, though. Alright, let's see. 12, 24, 36. Alright, we at least got 36. And we got iron out of that, so that's okay. So we got 36 of that, 12 large cog wheels. That should be all we really need. Okay, I'm ready to return. No, I'm not. I need a lava. That'll do. What should I do with this? I should make it a little bit faster. For sure. There we go. No, this one. Okay, so there's this. Now that's the speed I want everything to go. Alright. Let's move it like that. And then we get this. Now, how quickly does this break something? That's okay. Could be faster, honestly, but it's okay. Alright, that is the complete opposite direction that we want it to be in. This is a rather roundabout way to do it, but it works! So now, let's put some cobble here. That seems to work to me. Alright, put water there. Now we need this, this, and this, and this. And if we put this here... the lava is falling very fast. Like, very fast. I think a lot of it is being destroyed before it can be blown away. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's producing stuff, but it's happening very slowly. And here I thought this was a good idea, but it doesn't seem like it is anymore. I mean, it does produce stone. It's just so inefficient. There's gotta be a way to make it more efficient. Hold on. Maybe I'm overthinking this. It might not even need a fan at all. Here, let me try something else. Let's remove the fan. Let's pick up the stairs and put them here. That we can just use the water flow to our advantage. I mean, that does work. Let's see. It's still not working how I pictured it would. Alright, you know what? Let me try doing this. If it's fast enough, if it's faster at mining than the lava is at at turning the water into whatever the hell, maybe it'll work, you know? So maybe if we just make this faster, huh? Alright, now that's going very quick. Alright, so now it seems to be working. Like, the efficiency is now 100%. The wildest part is that this isn't spilling over because of how fast it's going, but we're still gonna put some cobble there. There we go! That's more like it. That's more like it. And we can afford to have it so fast because we went for so many water wheels. So now let's go ahead and see if we can treat this with the same effect. And we can probably pull from this. What's a good way to do that, though? Now, how is that happening? How is some of this not being collected? Oh, well, that'll do it now. Oh my gosh, we actually have too much of this now. There we go. Ah, interesting. I had not considered this. Let's encase this. Put one of these here. Ooh, that's fancy. Whoa, came over to me. It kind of just bounces out of there. That is fancy. I like that. Not what I intended, but it works. Alright, that's pretty much finished. I think this thing is definitely not efficient. You can even clearly see some stuff glitching in the belt here. But there's really only one other farm I can think of that might be better than this, and it is a rotary farm going in a circle, collecting these type of blocks here as it goes around. But I don't even think that would work because you would need a water source there, and wouldn't the mining machine just mine the water source? So yeah, I don't really think there's a perfect way to do this until we get something in particular called, let me see here, the Igneous Extruder, which just gives you the block, like the blocks. You can even get basalt and water out of this thing, which is kind of neat. But it requires a zinc machine, which is a zinc casing surrounded by infernal mechanisms, which require spouts, and we don't have access to spouts. Or even a precision mechanism. So we can't really do that yet. We have to rely on this. And despite all of the stuff that looks like it's being lost in the process, I mean, we're getting a decent amount of stone from this. So to that I say, not bad. Not bad. This is not bad. Now we just need to make an elevator that can lift this thing up. It's kind of mesmerizing to watch, actually. But now we have the andesite and diorite available to work on the building up above. So we're going to work on that next. And once we're done that, we can start setting up a storage system and the elevator and all that. And we're going to have a blasting, like a little corner for blasting. So like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like we have the 4 spots for all the cobble. Then we can have like a little corner here to do, you know, the blasting process. This is probably going to take a good while to build, though. Actually, you know what? We're going to time-lapse this, just like we did with episode 6 and the material gathering thing. Why not time-lapse it in the same fashion? First, I headed back to the old cave to mine some cinnabar, because we are running low on redstone, and I need quite a lot of it to make this elevator idea. So when I got that redstone, I headed back and got right to work on the stone mill. I dug up the floor and replaced it with this nice looking block I found called heavy mossy stone brick to give it that overgrowth kind of feel. So I filled that in and it looks pretty nice actually. I plan on filling in those other spaces with cracked brick to give it a more ruined vibe. And then from there it was the walls. But unfortunately, while I got the polished diorite and the paved brick, there was no cracked brick in the stone cutter, so I had to make a chisel so that I can make it using the chisel mod. But I couldn't make an iron chisel because for some reason the recipe that was for the iron chisel wanted me to make a knife instead. So I had to settle with a diamond chisel. I had to use a diamond for that one. So I removed the foundation, got to work, and started building with brick and cracked brick. And this was kind of a learning process for me. I've never actually built a ruined building before. So I just tried to think what would make sense. And I made the cracked brick in a pattern like a crack stretching across the wall. I used the stairs to make it look like holes, to make holes look a little bit more unique, instead of just a square hole in the wall. And I even used it on the andesite pillars to give it a little bit more of a broken feeling to it. And I tried to use this on all the aspects of the building, including the tower, which was actually kind of tricky, believe it or not, because making a tall thing ruined, it's quite difficult. You gotta basically fill it with holes, but I think I handled it pretty well. I especially like how the windows turned out in the tower, because the windows, like, you can definitely tell that those are windows, despite all the holes. And even that first window there even looks broken. But now it was time to work on the actual contraption, in which I made a rope pulley and a windmill. And fortunately I did make this thing so that I could support a windmill. I mean, it had to be tall enough. And I was having some trouble with the windmill design. I tried a couple different ideas and kind of just settled on this one as a placeholder. Don't worry, it looks much better later. And then I worked on gear shifting it because windmills are terribly slow. So I used a bunch of gears to make it a little bit faster. And then I introduced the gear shift, which is going to be used to pull the elevator up and down. And I use a torch tower to run from the bottom of the elevator to the top, so that whenever the elevator has filled cargo, it will tell the elevator to pull it up. Then, to get rid of that chest at the bottom of the pit, I decided to make a bunch of wood and use it all to make a storage system. Whereas I then pulled up the chest to the surface and just sorted everything. Made it to where it could hold all 4 of the stones: the andesite, the diorite, the granite, and the gabbro. And it's also designed so that way, if we ever get to brass stuff, we can just use an automated storage system to sort up on those hoppers. And then came the automation. I tried a couple designs. I tried a comparator in subtract mode, but that wasn't really working. So I opted out of that for a comparator on the very first hopper, and when it got a signal strength higher than 1, it would stop the entire stone milling device, and it would call the elevator to the surface by sending a signal to the torch tower. Alright, so the stone mill is pretty much finished now. I just changed up the windmill to make it look a little prettier. Although I have... Wait, what the... I don't know how that came about. Oh, maybe... I think I know what it was. Oh, dear. That's okay. Simply resetting it will fix it. I pillared up a bunch of blocks to make it, and that's probably the fence connecting to the block. But anyway, so there we have us a nice little smelting station here, where we can put our cobbled stone and turn it into the proper stone type. We have a sorting system here with the gabbro, the granite, the diorite, and the andesite. And the way it works is you can just put them up in this top hopper, and they'll kind of just flow down. The reason these are here are so that way we can just put a mechanical arm, like maybe say, I don't know, here maybe, or here. It can grab items from the lift and just stick it in the proper storage unit. Now, there is a system in place to call the elevator up, but not down. Like, there's no way for this thing to go down on its own. I have to go in and manually do it myself. But fortunately, we don't need an absolute infinite amount of stone, of andesite and diorite. We don't need that. So fortunately, we don't have to think about having it completely automatic. But once it is done, yeah, you know what, let's actually go down without dying. Yeah. Oh, in fact, how fascinating. It's filling up right now. And to make sure this thing does in fact work, I kind of want to stand around seeing how it's so close to being filled. And, you know, ride up with it, make sure it does actually work. Starting to fill up. It's filled. The clutch... Oh, I got knocked off. That's fantastic. Alright. It hit the top. And it was stopped from going all the way up by this here stair. And, yeah. There's all of our stone. And what we would normally have is we would have a depot here. Or a conveyor. It really depends. It would probably end up being a depot. And the arm can come over, grab what comes out of the barrel, and put it away. And it will keep doing it until this thing is empty. Unfortunately, I think an andesite funnel would only output 1 block at a time. And while a brass funnel could put out up to an entire stack. So even if we did put this down now, and if we used the andesite funnel, it would take forever. It's easier. It's actually easier just to go up to it and do this. Alright, I just emptied it. It is now ready to return down. So let's fall down here. And what we can do is we can simply remove this. And you can tell that the thing is moving because light just entered from the sky. Collect all the stragglers real quick. Now, it would be ideal to make it so that way when it goes up and empties, it will know to come down, and then it will not start up again until this hopper is completely empty. But, I mean, this already took like 3 hours. This took much longer to set up than I thought it would. So, we're not going to do anything else with this. What's important is that we're going to get tons upon tons of andesite cobble and not have to mine for it. So, you know what? That's a win in my book. That's a win. Oh, wow. The system just deemed already all by itself that it's ready. Okay. But yeah, that would be the trigger, too. Like, you just have to cut off this part. Like, you can leave this part alone. But yeah, this would have been much easier with wireless redstone, which is something in the Create mod, but it requires brass. What? I almost fell again. This hole is very dangerous, especially with an elevator at the bottom and no hole and no water. I can't believe I left that stupid chest down there, and I jumped down, and I was like, oh no, the chest, and then I just explode. All my levels that I've been saving up, gone. Which has me wondering if next episode we should focus a little bit on an XP grinder. Maybe try and have a little bit of fun, and maybe try to get the cave spider spawner to the surface. But yeah, I kind of like how this turned out. There are 2 things left that I kind of want to do. One thing for sure is I want to make a kelp farm. Because if we can automate this, then we don't have to worry about going out and collecting seagrass and all that. We could just use kelp. Until then, it's kind of nice just to run out and collect it like this. I haven't needed to make any more, so I kind of have just been spreading it out. So, as for the build itself, what do you think? I'm kind of on it. It didn't turn out how I expected it to go. I think the textures I used were very nice. Like I thought that before adding all this create stuff, I thought the ruins alone were really nice. I especially like the ground. I love the giant bricks that are mossy, and you got your cracked stone as well. And I loved the tower too. And the idea is the roof would have been here. Could have been like a pitched roof, and then you'd have the tower over here. But it's just all ruined and stuff. There's even a hole in the back where the hoppers are, and I thought that would be kind of cool. Just you know, it's just broken back here. Yeah, I'd like to think it looks pretty good, especially from this angle. And in case you're wondering what the composters are for, I believe they help with lag. If there's something above a hopper that has an inventory, it will just keep checking the composter's inventory. But if there isn't a composter above a hopper, the hopper will just be constantly checking several spots above it for an item entity. And that just causes lag, because that's a lot more calculations and whatnot. And I'm sure that all these create stuff moving around is going to cause plenty of lag already, so I don't know, I feel like every little bit helps. Now, there are a pretty large number of things that I want to do, one of which is lay out this area, because, see, the reason I wanted to set everything up down there before building the top part is because we needed the andesite and diorite and all that. But now that we have that, we can just go around and build the entire ruined area. We can plan everything out. So I'm going to be spending the next probably couple days trying to figure out what that layout's going to look like. Maybe try planning it out. I'm going to be doing a lot of looking around on our overviews here. I will say that automated andesite is definitely received. Oh, I guess I can't say yes to that. Strainers. Good way to automate sand is to... Strainers. Strainers. Strainers? Strainers. This is a strainer. Strainer base. Generate item while in water. Huh. Interesting. You know what? Before we end the episode, I kind of want to make one of those. I definitely have an extra andesite machine or two lying around, so I have some to spare. Yeah, I have 2. And it wants an iron bar. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Canvas. Straw. Okay. Let's go collect some straw, I guess. Alright, so I have the canvas. Was it like this? It was. So this is how you automate sand? With a strainer. And it needs to be submerged in water? Does it matter if it's a pond, or can it just be your own custom little water source? Probably has to be deeper than this. I guess let's head out into the middle of this river here. This pond, I guess. We'll put this here. Put that here. No problems detected. So this thing is in the process of straining right now. Alright, it got some clay. So that's what this thing is. And it has 299 uses left. Interesting. Well, here's what I want to do. I want this to be closer. Like, I don't want that to be over here. And, you know, I wouldn't even mind if we built it here instead. Yeah, I can't build it here for obvious reasons. But the only thing that matters... Okay, the only thing that matters is that this particular block has water in it. So now we have a nice little spot here. Almost like a barrel. Alright, apparently that's all you need. And just to make sure, you get white sand and orange sand. Interesting. Can you do anything with that? Can you wash it? You can. Everything this thing collects can be turned into clay, and I like that. And indestructible. A cellarite piece surrounded by ex-petrified orbs. How curious. Well, I think that has to be difficult to get, so, I mean, no point in getting it. Either way, we now have sand coming in, I guess, so that's pretty neat. So, next episode, I think we're going to focus a little bit on getting a layout here and filling up all these spots with these buildings. It's going to be a very long project, I'm sure. But yeah, hopefully I can get a lot of it done, and I can even fill in those holes too. And maybe as a nice little side project, we can bring up a spawner from the depths. So thank you very much for watching. If you like what you saw, consider subscribing, and remember, the Wasteland is watching. See ya.